I just finished this website. It was a Squarespace website, but the client wasn't happy with the way it looked. She tried to do it on her own because, the ads said it's easy to do, but unfortunately, it's not as easy as they make it seem. So she came to me. She wanted something a little more custom, something that really fit her brand. And so we'll take a look. So here's the website. She's starting out, so she doesn't need anything too huge, but she needs something to set the foundation for her business as she grows. And even now, like they're mainly just two photo shoots here. She's already gotten several different photo sessions done that then we can go ahead and update on here. And because she'll be adding more to her portfolio, as she adds more and as she grows, it's not going to bog down the site as much as perhaps Squarespace might end up getting. But the big thing with this was she really customizability. She wanted to be able to make it an experience when you get on here. So that's what we did. There are a couple things that I really focus on as when I'm designing a website for somebody. But obviously, first we got to know who they are, what they do. Photographer, photos, capture the most important moments, and then how you're going to make their life better. You're going to have photos that last forever. You're going to capture every moment. You're going to visualize your story, and they're able to see that they're able to get the result that they're looking for when they land on this website. A really important tip is to make sure it's super clear on what action they need to take. So here we have it reiterated over the website multiple times to book a session. So you can hear it says book session up here. And in this case, we opted to leave it so it stays on there the whole time. And with this sticky header, and then as you scroll down, book a session again. It all goes to the same place. And the reason behind that is a bit of psychology, in that you want people to be so clear as to what you want them to do. And you keep sending the same message to book a session, book a session. And so that's what we're doing here is we want to make sure it's super clear, because people are scanners on a website. They don't have a long attention span. You have to capture their attention as fast as possible and leave them with something that they'll remember. This is the first step I got to take, is to book a session. So we have a couple different sections here. We have the main section up here. And then in this case, we went through the value proposition and about the company and the authority section kind of mixed all together, actually. And, because the value proposition is they're creating generational treasures with photos. And then we combined it with some of the authority and history, some of the authority and story behind the business, and why it's called A World Through a Lens. And of course, we have beautiful photos everywhere because it's a photographer website. So of course, you want to be able to showcase all the photos. So we have this spot where she'll be able to add multiple projects as she grows. She already has a bunch that she's done, so we should be able to add some more in here soon. And here she'll be able to add a bunch more reviews. She just got a couple in this week, actually, so we should update that. But this is really just setting the foundation so that she can grow and keep it all in her branding, of course. This section in particular was a little bit tricky because we wanted to have this functionality where when you click on it, you're able to go to the different packages that she offers. Now, this does not come standard within Elementor, and there are some add-ons that you can get. And Elementor, if you're unfamiliar, it's just a builder that makes life easier, to be honest. It makes building a website so much faster and a much nicer experience. So that's why I like using it, because you're able to get really good results. And be able to save some time for your client, which saves money, right? And so here we have these different tabs right here, and as you can see right now, it just opens it, and but it doesn't come that way by default. So what I did for this to create this custom code was I have a code module in here. I put different identifiers for each section for couples, engagements, and families. And I put in some custom code, which would enable it to do this. And I got that from a website. I'll link the website down below with that code that I used. But there was one thing missing with the code because it had all of these completely closed at the get-go. But what I wanted was for it to be able to scroll down and you see, one of the packages, in this case, couples. So what I did actually was I used ChatGPT, and I'm not the biggest proponent of ChatGPT because sometimes it gets things wrong. But in this case, it was exactly what I needed because I just put in the code and said, hey, can you make it so that couples or section 1 is automatically showing at the beginning, but then you're able to change over to, the next one without having disruptions. And it just spit out the code. I was able to copy and paste it and test it, and it works like magic. It's pretty great. So yeah, with the website, I think the biggest takeaway that I see and that I want every website to have is it needs to be so clear as to how to take the first step. Because sometimes I get frustrated because I land on a website and I'm not sure what you want me to do. You tell me to book a session, you tell me to get more info, you tell me to learn more, all on the same page. It's all different call to actions. So we want to make that standard throughout. So there's no question as to what you want your customers to do. So that's just a quick look at this website that we just did for A World Through a Lens. The client's really happy with it, and she's getting more clients. And at the end of the day, what's a website supposed to do? It's supposed to get you more clients, really. And so that's what we've set this site up to do. Now, of course, a website is a prerequisite. The website is your foundation, it's your base, it's your starting point, it's your headquarters. So on top of a website, you're going to need to think about the big picture of your web presence of, what about Google? What about social media? What about all these different things? And there are a lot of different facets and factors to consider, but a lot of people, their first starting point where they're having frustrations is just getting the website portion done. And services like Squarespace have their place, and they do a good job in what they're doing. I'm not saying otherwise, but sometimes you want to go a little bit more custom. You want something that really you have full control, and that's what we did here with using a WordPress site with Elementor. If you're interested in using Elementor, I put a link below. You can get more info about that. But yeah, so this is a recent project. We're really proud about how the way it came out, and it just is a good starting point for her, and I'm excited to see her grow. So if you're having some issues with your Squarespace, maybe the same issue with the template is just too limiting, then try out using WordPress with Elementor. I think you'll like it. And if you have any issues, of course you can contact me. Or somebody else. There's endless people that can help you with WordPress. You want somebody that is going to be able to be comfortable with the platform and that knows the big picture of, you're not just working with a website. Just having a website isn't going to guarantee you results. You need to have all the things that go behind the website too, like the SEO. You need to have a strategy for how you're going to make an impact on the web. So if you got some value of this, let me know. If you have any questions, comment below. And Yeah, I'm excited to see where A World Through a Lens is going to go with their new website, and just really, really happy with the way it turned out.